Yeah, I had to do a wardrobe change because the wardrobe malfunctions probably would not be allowed on YouTube. Like, I'm sitting in the thong right now.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going. It's been a rough week. I know this, but today we have a special guest, and I don't mean special because she's super awesome and important. I mean special because she's kind of special. Like, she's special. Just kidding. No. So today we have a special guest, my friend Jennifer. Jen, for everybody, just keep it short and simple. Jen, say hi to the weirdos on the couch.
Well, thanks for that awesome introduction, by the way. But yes, hi, everybody. Hi.
There we go. So,
Hello,
if you guys...
everybody.
Hello, everybody. You guys might recognize her from one of my earlier videos called Is That a Casting Couch? I will go ahead and link that up there or in the description / comments, whatever, I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll just overlay it over Jen's head, wherever I put Jen's head at. Anyways, today's topic that we're going over is the honeymoon phase. We all know that it's an awesome phase to be in because you're elated. What is it? Serotonin, right? Your serotonin levels are not serotonin. Is it serotonin?
Yes.
It is serotonin. Your serotonin levels are off the chart. You're basically walking around with a female Woody or dude Woody like 24/7. Like you're just, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go into the kitchen. Your significant other is in the kitchen. You're like, I'm no longer hungry. I'm horny. That's the honeymoon phase in its simplest guy form. But there's also a female view of the honeymoon phase, and we'll get to that. Anyways, Kris, you are actually going into the official real life honeymoon phase because you were engaged. What is your take on the honeymoon phase?
Well, I say we pretty well jumped the gun, seeing as how we're going to be having a baby here literally any minute now. In the middle of this video, I could potentially be getting a holler from the house saying it's time. So, honeymoon accomplished.
Awesome.
Yeah, honeymoon accomplished. But no, when you picture the honeymoon phase, right? My brain being, kind of a constant highlight reel of cartoons and things. I go right to, the episode of Scrubs where he and the female counterpart officially begin to hook up, and they essentially lock themselves in the room and then only get up to answer the door for pizza.
Yes, I love that episode.
So that's, that kind of sums up the stereotypical honeymoon phase, I think. It's kind of been similar in my experience, but anyway, so yeah, we'll pass it on over to Joe.
Nice, Joe. Because you're actually in the honeymoon phase that we're kind of talking about today, and that is not the engaged honeymoon phase, but the new relationship.
The getting to know each other at honeymoon phase, where it's all rose petals and lilies and hi honey, how are you doing? How was your day? Good morning text and good night and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm in that phase.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
On the phone all night? Yeah, that's what. Oh, I listen to you sleep on the phone. I'm throwing up in my mouth as we speak because I'm actually doing stuff. What? So it's a good phase, and I guess it's all good until you move past that and all the serotonin and dopamine starts to dwindle down in your head, and then the real shit starts. So yeah, I'm curious.
The reality sets in.
Jen thinks about it. I'm curious. I want a female perspective on this.
Yes, this is why I like having female friends and why I like having Jen as my best bud.
So my bet is that the part about it they like is that they get to take advantage of us men in our vulnerable state of infatuation.
Yeah,
that's the direction I see it going in.
But yeah. Women are predatorial, so.
Okay. I'm gonna give y'all an example. So last night This is the honeymoon phase. Hold on. This is the honeymoon
Wait,
phase.
you're not gonna let Jen.
No,
Jen
I'll give y'all the example first. So,
no, that's good.
so this is the honeymoon phase type stuff we talking about. So it's like 12:30 last night, and you know it's bedtime. You know you got done doing what you're doing, and she's like, you know, I really want some candy. And I'm like, for real? Do you want me to go to the store and get you some like gummy bears or something? And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. She ain't pregnant, but I'm like, I'm happy to do it. That's that shit in the back of the head and those hormones that talk to me and it's bullshit. So I'm out at Walmart at damn near 1 o'clock in the morning buying gummy bears and some damn Hershey's chocolate.
You can't be saying this out loud, man. You're sabotaging it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought that's what this was all about, though, to put it out there.
Yeah.
Yes, no, it is to put it out there.
But now he's putting us on the hook at 1 a.m. for gummy bears. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Specifically for gummy bears, is something that we just don't do. Okay,
Anyway.
like it's on the DL. Anyway,
Go ahead.
so
Jen, the predatorial views of a woman.
Well, yes, I want to say we definitely take advantage when you're being sweet and bringing us flowers and that moment that you ask us to be your girl. My God. Yeah, we're living in the moment. What?
sorry, time out. Did you guys just fucking hear that? We got it on camera, on video, in this video.
What?
Say that again. Admit what you just admitted so the rest of the world could hear what you just said. A woman just admitted to something that a man said prior to it. Go.
I thought I just did.
I just want to hear it one more time.
Oh, of course. See, that is like a man. You want to hear it again that you were right. Right?
Well, yes, because how often have we said we are wrong, even if we are right?
I like how you did the whole, like...
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just wait a second, boo-boo. I was right. Yes, okay, we love to take advantage of you in that moment, but I would think it is kind of the same for y'all because we do back massages. What's exactly appropriate to say on here? Because I want to say...
everything.
Okay, so we suck your dick more. We... I don't know. We do more things for you in the beginning than we do at the end. In the end, it's just like, oh, I'm too tired. I got a headache, or I got gas. I mean, you can if you want. I got gas. You know, like you try not to fart in the beginning because, well, if he smells your fart, he's gonna run away.
That's only in your case because your ass has some of the worst. It's amazing what comes out of such tiny little bodies.
No. And I give the guy a warning. Like, the first night he sleeps over, I'm like, so you should know I fart in my sleep.
Potential.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't Dutch Brothers. It's not going to taste good.
They stay, though, so, I mean, they must not care.
I don't know about any of you guys, lady.
Plural, singular.
Yeah, but she's got multiple personalities, so I'm going to say plural. I mean, I could just say she's a woman. God, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this video.
Alright.
No, but on the serious side of it, though, like the honeymoon phase, I think my personal viewpoint, and I've been through a lot of experiences myself, and I've also helped out with people in their experiences where they misconstrued the honeymoon phase. It's like false. You guys ever heard of that false honeymoon phase where you basically are tricking yourself into it being exactly what you want and it's all happy-go-lucky kind of stuff because it's in the beginning and you say things like, oh, well, you don't see them when we're by ourselves, or you don't know what we talk about when it's just us, nobody else is listening, and things like that. And people play that off as that's the honeymoon phase. They just don't want to show other people that side of them or whatever, and so there's definitely two sides to the honeymoon phase. If anybody cares to share, like an example, it doesn't have to be a personal example. Maybe it's just an example.
Are you talking about on the side of dysfunction, like
yes.
a fake honeymoon phase, like in the sense that like these two people are phoning it in?
Yes, basically they are not actually compatible in any way, but yet they on social media, they try to portray that they're really, into each other. And it's really, they're just not compatible. But they fake the funk because that's what, both parties want. Everybody wants the real honeymoon phase. I mean, for crying out loud. Sunday days, not just Mondays or the evening time or the afternoon time. I'm talking about from midnight to midnight on Sunday. Turn the phones off, never put your pants on, and order takeout all day long and be in bed. Like that kind of honeymoon phasing people want that. They enjoy that. And I think they want it so much sometimes that when they do get with somebody, they will fake the funk of the honeymoon phase until they get past that honeymoon phase into the reality of the relationship. Then they can say, oh, well, we've been together for such a long time, or we've been together for this length of time. It's expected that we're going to have problems.
Yeah, so what I think that you're describing are people that aren't emotionally mature enough to identify what infatuation is or what truly feeling an emotional connection to another person is. So I think in the one instance, when you feel that instant chemistry, you're just swept up and swept away in it. And so that's what you're talking about as far as the positive side of it. But that negative side and it's something that I've witnessed with people I know, where you get together with somebody and kind of play house in the short term, being kind of going through the motions like, this is what boys and girls do together, not really having an emotional connection, but just kind of like, I'm here, this person's here, we might as well both be here kind of a scenario. And so, yeah, so like I said, I think that is indicative of emotional immaturity, not being able to identify, how you're feeling yourself, which is unfair to you and the other individual who may actually have, an emotional connection to you. So, nipple fondler.
Yes.
So basically what you're saying is, as we mature, do we actually grow out of it? Do we actually learn from our past mistakes, or do we continue making those same vicious cycle? Oh, I'm in love, and we continue on and just fall on our faces.
I think that would depend on if your pursuit is to become emotionally mature. Some people enjoy the revolving door of different individuals. There are some people that are addicted to the honeymoon phase. If we're going to talk about negative aspects of it, there are people that are just flat out addicted to the honeymoon phase. So after that first few months is over, when the reality sets in and suddenly we're in a working day-to-day relationship where we got to talk about what's for dinner and who's taking out the trash and, where are we going to go, if the spark still exists, things like this, then they're like, oh, I'm on to the next one because I'm all about that raw animalistic chemistry aspect of it. So I think, so like I said, there's another negative aspect to it is the addiction to the honeymoon phase itself.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree with what everyone's saying, that it is addictive. It can be addictive. That I believe that there are phases of that even. Like, in the beginning, it's common to happen, and it will either continue and it'll grow into something great, or, like you said, it'll go away, and you're going to go on to something else. Like, if you have that addictive personality or not personality, but
okay.
Feeling.
Sorry, to clarify, you're saying that there's phases of the addiction, you said?
Well, no, phases of the honeymoon stage. Like, in the beginning, it's all crazy. You're like falling for each other. You got the butterflies, fucking rainbows, whatever. And then, and then it starts to die down. You get used to each other. You start actually learning what it's like to live with that person and getting to know things about them, that they don't really share with other people. And then you go through those ups and downs where, like, the honeymoon phase comes back up, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, and that goes with learning about that person as well. Like, if you don't take time to learn about that person, then you don't even have a chance to really go through that and really grow with that person. It's just going to die out and become, well, nothing.
Yeah. Now, I'm glad you said that about the honeymoon phase coming back up, because that is one of the points, is that the honeymoon phase is not just a first phase and only phase, and then there's the rest of your relationship. The honeymoon phase can and will pop up multiple times throughout your relationship. Sometimes on accident without you having to do anything. Other times it's because you initiate that honeymoon phase. You want to rekindle or something like that, and so then you get back into that elated feeling that you had in the beginning. But I want to go back to like what you said, because I think now, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is not a knock on women. It's just because this is a guy's show and we like to have a woman's perspective. We try to add in what we know or understand as a woman's perspective. But now that we have one, I think what you said just now is kind of what, in general, most women think about. They don't want to think about the honeymoon phase being negative, because then they would, if they went back in their relationships, they would go, well, if I use that logic, then this relationship and this relationship and this relationship were all negative honeymoon phase relationships. And that means you would have to admit that you were wrong or that you made a bad decision.
Yeah, so who cares if you have to rationalize it? If it's reality, it's reality. Yeah, so that was your bad. That sucks. Like, so own it.
Well, yeah, but
right?
well, yeah, that's as far as guys go, we want women to own up to their misdeeds, their falsehoods, I guess, so to speak, a lot more, because it is such a requirement as a guy that we own up to our misdeeds and negative attributes or mistakes or whatever so readily. And if we don't, then I think it's definitely like a more judgmental thing. And again, not to sound like we are ganging up against you, Jen, because you are the only woman on the show right now.
It's fine. I can take it.
Basically, yeah, you can take it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Get back.
Definitely for it. It's great when it happens. You learn a lot about people, and then at that time, you learn whether this is something you want long term or not. I believe that with each relationship that you are in, you learn from, and that the honeymoon stage can be different because you have learned from other relationships, or you hopefully have learned from other relationships. Some of us don't. Some of us don't always learn the first time, or second time, or even third time. So,
fifth, sixth time.
Yeah, shut up. This is not about. Anyway. But overall, back to what Kris said, you appreciate that person, you keep it alive. I mean, the honeymoon should never really die if you see potential in it.
Outstanding. Well, everybody, that's it for Jen. She's got to get out of here, but thank you so much, Bud, for being on the Weird Couch with us.
You are welcome.
It was awesome. It was amazing having you. And I can't wait to do some of our solo videos together. And then hopefully we can have you back here Fridays on the couch for another session with the guys.
All right. Sounds good.
Love having you, Jen.
Oh, thank you. All right. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Everybody say bye to Jen. Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Oh my God, I can't. You guys don't understand how excited I am for this. But